Terraria's amount of content is a lot. Different classes, bosses and updates always get us back to the game. You eventually have been through all of it already and might want to progress faster to hard mode for any good reason you have. Or maybe you are new and progressing fast is simply your thing. No judgment, everyone has their favorite playstyle and progression stage. That means sometimes we want to skip all unnecessary progress in the least amount of time with the most profit and items along the way. Say no more, this video has you covered. So let's spawn and get straight to the point. First things first, the basics. No way around. For a fast progression, some basics have to be done. Houses for NPCs, or in other words, farming wood and building 4 or 5 houses is the best to begin with. All we need here is a workbench. Chests can be formed in the world itself to save precious time crafting them. Our NPC of interest for fast progression is a demolitionist. But why? Is it because bombs and dynamite let us farm and dig much faster? Well, yes, but we are mainly interested into a reliable weapon and in my humble opinion one of the most overpowered items in the whole game. Grenades. Many times overlooked, the damage of grenades is completely nuts, considering that all we need to do is finding an explosive in a chest or pot in order for the demolitionist to spawn. No bosses or anything else needed, we just need to carry an explosive in our inventory until he arrives. Grenades have a low price of 75 copper, require a bit of learning to get the aiming and the flight speed right, but from here grenades are some of the best weapons overall in pre-hard mode, considering we have them almost right from the bat. No jokes here, look, this is a slime with the Star Fury which relies on RNG and is exclusive to Sky Islands. And this is a slime with a grenade that requires nothing else than the demolitionist. It's not outclassing the best weapons like the boomstick or demon's guide, but it's accessible without any RNG and something you can always rely on in the early game without looting chests for hours. With grenades we have a reliable ranged weapon and can now move on to armor. Pre-hard mode has essentially a dozen different armor sets, however we don't need more than one or maybe two. For this, a very reliable and profitable option on top of it is the fossil armor. The fossil armor was added as a thrower armor, but however the thrower class was removed and so the armor was converted from thrower to range damage. All we need to do here is using bombs from the demolitionist to farm fossils in the most comfortable way early on in the desert. These desert fossils can be used with an extractinator to get gems, ores and sturdy fossils. I recommend to watch out for an extractinator in the desert as it can be part of the furniture exclusive to the desert caverns. Otherwise you may find one in gold chest on underground and cavern layer or from wooden crates from fishing. However, I usually find one in the desert as part of the furniture. I recommend to get around 1k fossils if you're already on it. With bombs it's done much faster than it sounds like and they will provide a lot of gems that can be used for a grappling hook and then sold for profit. This way we max out the synergy of all of those aspects. The demolitionist provides weapons and explosives for farming, explosives are used in the desert for fossils which then convert into money, a grappling hook and an outstanding armor set. Fossil armor also buffs the damage of grenades and with this the circle is almost complete, and if you're lucky within 2 or even 1 day. Those few steps lead almost to a fully functional wall of flash setup. Only thing that is a bit reliant on RNG are obviously the Hermes boots, so I recommend to watch out for chests with a Spelunker potion while bombing the desert. And while doing so, any double jump item like a cloud in a bottle are also items of interest for improved movement. Now considering we found some more random accessories to complement our build, battle potions and life crystals, we are technically already good to go for hard mode. Now many people don't really know that you don't need to defeat any boss in order to defeat the wall of flash. Which means from here you can go straight to hard mode. However, considering we want to get and prepare some more basics like opening the dungeon or doing bosses for the sake of doing so, you now have everything it needs. If I want to progress fast, I usually do Skeleton and the Goblin army before I move to the Wall of Flash to have the dungeon and Goblin Tinkerer right from the bat for hard mode. But you're also totally free to add another step by defeating the Brain of Cthulhu or Eater of Worlds at this point to grab the craftables for a pickaxe to farm everything for the molten armor and hellstone weapons. This is always a reliable option to start a game efficient and fast. If you want to add a bit more exploring without wasting too much time, I strongly recommend to watch out for a Featherfall and Gravity Potion to explore Sky Islands in the most comfortable way for fledgling wings, mage trinkets or the Star Fury depending on what you play. As we already speak about some additional strategies, the next strat can't be left out, because basically, you know, and I know that some people will scream at me now, but you know, it's just like that. Fishing still is pretty broken in terms of progression and loot. Getting maxed out fishing stats and every potion for crates always is a good and reliable way to get all kind of items like boots, double jump items, extractinator, weapons, plus some resources to sell for gold or for crafting. You can pretty much beat the whole game just by fishing, and that speaks for itself. In my very first playthrough, I still remember that I fished the hell out of this game because I felt it was pretty broken. And it was nerfed like the Reaver Shark being able to mine Hellstone, but fishing still is one of the goats for farming. Now the next thing relies a lot more on luck, and thus it's more of a bonus if you stumble upon the Tavern Keep. The Tavern Keep will sell us ale, which can be used to craft Molotov cocktails. Just like grenades, they are very good and apply the on fire debuff. They are very good for crowd control or the Wall of Flash. So if you ever stumble upon the Tavern Keep early on, keep that in mind. From all the strats shown in this video, you can incorporate them into your own routine or use a bit of this and a bit of that. What I definitely recommend is to always get the demolitionist in any case. Even if you're not using grenades, the explosives are just too handy, whether to farm or to make an elevator. He's one of the secret superstars of Terraria's NPCs, and not utilizing him early is a lot of potential thrown away in the pre-hard mode. To summarize the steps and items of interest, let's take a look at the strategy and best possible outcome. Step 1. Chop wood and build a couple of NPC houses. Step 2. Explore easy accessible surface chests and pods for explosives to carry in order for the demolitionist to spawn. Step 3. Loot chests and pods until the demolitionist arrives to get grenades and bombs from him. Now we are able to comfortably bomb the desert for fossils and an extractinator. While doing so, watch out for the pyramid or chests for movement items such as the Hermes boots, double jump items or the flying carpet. Doing this, we might also find other accessories to complement our build. But technically we are ready to go to all kind of bosses or even the Wall of Flash directly with the setup. And with this, I really hope you enjoy Terraria the way you want to, and have a great day. Make sure to subscribe and like for more Terraria. This was Box, and I see you next time.